FPL podcast on tactics and touchlines. Today we are going to discuss about the FPL. It started over 2 weeks now, and some teams, some players are giving good points in the FPL. But don't forget that this show is being sponsored by mybet.africa, and mybet.africa is running an amazing Today I'm going to break down into it for you so that you understand what you need to do to also be part. 2 weeks is not that far. You can also join and become part of their winning team. It's about build, play, and win. As simple as that. Build your FPL team, play with them, and win amazing prizes. So the MyBet Fantasy League is here. Win 500 cedis every month. Grow the final prize pool. 100 cedis added to everyone who join the group. So with this, explaining further, MyBet is giving 500 Ghana cedis to you every month on you when you top the manager of the month for their fantasy league. And the most exciting is anytime a manager joins the league, you get 100 Ghana cedis added to the prize fund. So you can share it with your friends. As they are joining, the prize fund is increasing. So the moment it reaches 1,000 managers, that is 1,000 cedis for the final winner. If it reaches 10,000 managers, that is 10,000 Ghana cedis win for the final winner. So share it with your friends so that your friends can also join, so that that prize fund you are looking at winning at the end of the season can increase because your friends have joined. It's very simple to join. Create your MyBet account using the link below in the description. Click on it to create an account with mybet.africa. Deposit 200 Ghana cedis within every month. So within every month, you make a deposit of 200 Ghana cedis and stick bet at mybet.africa. You need to wager this 200 Ghana cedis by also placing your bet, as I said. Follow their social media handles, their Facebook, mybet.africa, their TikTok, mybet.africa TV, their Telegram, mybet.africa, and also their X is also mybet.africa, and their YouTube is also mybet.africa TV. Follow all these channels and be part, and you'll be part of this fantasy winning team. The code to join their league is QBOT87. QBOT87. With this, you get a chance to win 500 Ghana cedis if you're an amazing manager who is looking to join mybet.africa. Let's go into this week on the fantasy show. There were some players that were being transferred in so much, and we are going to see how much points they were able to gain for their various managers. So the most transferred in players this week was one Tijani Renders, had 1,270,360 managers transferring him in. And the funny thing is, he was able to get just 2 points. The next manager transferred in so much was Semenyo. 988,523 managers transferred him in, and he just got 6 points. The next player being transferred in was Chris Wood, 706,035, and he got just 2 points. And Hugo Ekitike had 655 managers transferring him in, and he was able to get to 9 points. That shows the quality of transfers being made. But I think we shouldn't be rushing, especially when it comes to transfers, because why I always say this is during the fantasy period, you should take your time, analyze your players, the players you think are not giving enough points in the first at least 3 to 5 weeks. Then you make changes. Subscribe to the channel, be part of the show. Before the show ends, our players you need to look at to transfer them in at which particular period, when you need to use your triple captain, when you need to use your bench boost, when you need to know everything to be able to get your team up and running. Let's look at defensive actions or defensive contribution during Gameweek 2. And Tarkowski against Wolves would be a very good defensive action or defensive contribution you need to add to your team, because Wolves are not scoring more. Their defense is a bit shaky, and their attack is not that vibrant, especially going forward. Tarkowski comes at a 5.5 million, so you getting Tarkowski can give you a clean sheet and also go threat up front. Matthias De Ligt is also one player you can transfer in for next week. He also comes at a 5.0 million, and with this against Burnley attacking wise are not that quality, and against Man United, Ruben Amorim's defensive, they'll be able to keep a clean sheet against them. You look at players like Van der Beek, who is also playing against Sunderland for Burnley, 4.5 million, who would also give you a lot of defensive action up front. Sinesi against Tottenham. Someone will ask, Tottenham are scoring more, but Sinesi has been one of the best defenders in the fantasy league this season. At 4.5, I think is a good bargain for you to also get in. And finally, Lacour, who is also at a 5.0 for Crystal Palace. They'll be playing against Aston Villa. Aston Villa is one team that their performance performance have not been so good this season, and you can get in Lacroix into your team, which with these 5 defenders, I'm promising you are going to make enough points from them to help your fantasy move on or perform so well. Let's look at when to use your wild card, when to use other chips in the Premier League. So let's start with the wild card. With a wild card, I think the wild card is best being used in game week 4. Why am I saying that? The first international break and the end of the transfer window. Good time to reorganize your team. If you want to use some of the chips before game week 4, you have a lot of uncertain players. So I would advise that game week 4, game week 8, that is the second international break, and game week 13. With this, there are a lot of teams, because of the Champions League, would have to get some changes in their fixtures. And also during the international break, some players may go on the international break, and they are returning. Would be very difficult for them to start in game. So if you are to use your wild card, I would advise you to use them on game week 4, game week 8, and also game week 13. So let's look at bench boost. When should you use your bench boost in your FPL? And with bench boost, people are using it in game week 1 already. That's why I have game week 1 stated here. But I think the best time to use bench boost is during the AFCON. That is game week 16 going. So extra free transfer for AFCON week after your wild card. And this is something that helps you very well with bench boost. Let's look at when you should triple captain, especially with the key players we have in our FPL team. When should you triple captain them so that you don't miss out? Game week 6. Erling Haaland will be playing against Burnley, which at home at Etihad, I think is a good game to triple captain Erling Haaland if you are using your triple captain. Watkins against Burnley, because Burnley defensively they are not solid. Watkins also gets his form, especially after game week 5. So with game week 7, you can captain Watkins at home against Burnley. Game week 9 for Cole Palmer against Sunderland. I think at home Chelsea would like to explore a lot of Sunderland's game, and you can captain Cole Palmer in game week 9. Game week 13, Erling Haaland against Leeds, also at home, would be a good fixture for Erling Haaland. Game week 14, Mohamed Salah against Sunderland, which would be a good fit for Mohamed Salah. And also game week 15, Haaland against Sunderland. So if you can see, Haaland comes here 3 times. That shows the quality. So if you don't have any of these 3 players, you need to get them into, or 4 players, you need to get them into your setup so that you can take a screenshot of this and also triple captain them when it is needed. Let's look at the free hit option. Some people would ask, I have a free hit chip. What should I use it for? The free hit chip are chips. When you make transfers, your previous team returns back. When should you use free hit? During game week 4, Chelsea against Brentford, Sunderland would be playing Crystal Palace, and also Fulham will play Leeds, Liverpool against Burnley, and Newcastle against Wolves. These are times you can bring players from Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Liverpool, and Newcastle into your setup. Let's go to game week 6. Bournemouth against Leeds. So in game week 6, you can use a free hit, bring in a Bournemouth player, a Manchester City player against Burnley, a Man United player against Brentford, a Nottingham Forest player against Sunderland, and also a Tottenham player against Wolves. In game week 11, Arsenal against Sunderland, you can bring in an Arsenal player. Chelsea against Wolves, you can bring in a Chelsea player. Nottingham Forest against Leeds, you can bring in a Nottingham Forest player. West Ham against Burnley, you can also bring in a West Ham player. Let's look at game week 13. Wolves against Aston Villa, bring in an Aston Villa player. Bournemouth against Sunderland, bring in a Bournemouth player. Brentford against Burnley, bring in a Brentford player. Liverpool against West Ham, you can bring in a Liverpool player. And lastly, Manchester City against Leeds, you can also bring in a Manchester City player. So these are education on when you should use your bench boost, when you should use your triple captain, and when you should use your free hit. And on this show, this is what we are going to be getting. Not just playing the fantasy league, but we are going to give you update on when and where you should use particular chips to be able to boost your winnings, to be able to win the mybet FPL competition at the end of every month, or also get a chance to also win our weekly awards, where at the end of the show I'll announce game week's winner. So let's look back at mybet's code, so that you need to join the mybet.africa FPL. So it's very simple to join the mybet.africa FPL. As I stated, you just need to build your team, play and win. At the end of the month, you get 500 Ghana cedis by topping the manager of the month. And the code is very simple there. QBOT87. With this code, you join the mybet FPL. We are in game week 2. We have 36 game weeks ongoing, so you have the chance to also win. Share it with your friends. Sharing with your friends, add 100 cedis to the final prize pool. So how many friends you share? If you are bringing 10 friends onto the mybet FPL, you are getting the chance to now raise 1,000 Ghana cedis onto the mybet FPL. Now let's look at our lucky winner for the week. Firstly, let's look at the league table for the first top 10 and which managers are performing so well in the TT Super League. So with our top 10, we have Kennedy Azaglo, team name Ashawo FC. That is 74 points, and his total points are on 154. We have Samuel Otu, who has 57 points with Ento FC. We have Prince Dunyo. Prince Dunyo is the same team name, 59. We have Evans Nkrumah with 72. We have Buza and Anto with 73. We have Mohamed Mumuni with 54. We have Spencer with 64, and we have Pascal Bisu with 69, and Samna with 62. So on our top 10 or our top 9, these are managers leading the TT Super League. And with the TT Super League, that's the exciting thing is at the end of every week, we are giving 100 Ghana cedis free bet from mybet.africa. So if you top the league at the end of the week, you are getting 100 Ghana cedis free bet. I'm going to give you the code at the end of the show so that you can also join. So you have 2 leagues. At the end of every week, you are making money from one. At the end of the month, you are making money from the other. And I don't think you have any show giving you this. So subscribe, like, and also share it with your friends so that they can get a chance to win amazing offers from us. Let's look at the champion, Kennedy Azaglo's team. And with 74 points, these are some of the players he listed. He had Kaleha from Brentford with 5 points. Van Dijk gave him 3. Edinori with an injury gave him 1. Dogi from Man United gave him 2. We have Paqueta, who scored an amazing goal, giving him 9. Gibbs White gave him 2. Semenyo gave him 6. Mohamed Salah gave him 5. Mateta with 2. Ekitike with 9. And João Pedro was his captain that gave him 15. That is why Kennedy Azaglo with Ashawo FC is our manager for the week, and he's winning 100 Ghana cedis free bet from mybet.africa. To also be part of our league, you can join our league with this code. And with this code, we are just in game week 2. You join our TT podcast, and next week you would also be announced onto the show. So the code is 7KPJLA. 7KPJLA. All should be in small letters. So you go and you join and you'll be part of the show. Thank you for joining us on Tactics and Touchlines. On the comment section, let us know what you want to know about FPL in our next podcast so that we come up and discuss with you. Also join the 2 fantasy leagues going on so that you can also get a chance to also win amazing prizes weekly and also monthly. Thank you all for joining us on FPL podcast.